Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Archway Sports Talk with Al and Dan. Hope everyone had a great week. Before we get started, I want to talk some soccer for my son and grandson, my son Nick and my grandson Leo. St. Louis Soccer struggling to get their first win of the season. They opened up the season with a 1-1 draw against Charlotte FC. They followed up with a 2-0 loss to LAFC on 3/14. And a home loss to the Seattle Sounders, 1-0. St. Louis City Soccer has only 1 point. The team is definitely struggling to score goals. Hopefully they can turn it around, guys, against the New England Revolution at home, Saturday, 3/21. But finally, soccer has some good news so far. Just found out that Energizer Park will be hosting 8 games in the 2028 Olympic matches, including a men's quarterfinal. Exciting news for St. Louis soccer fans, guys. That's good to hear in St. Louis. So let's move on, Dan. What do we got next?
Well, Al, I got something to say.
You do?
Do you think before the game, New England plays that Beatles song, Revolution?
Revolution, number 9? Is it Revolution number 9?
No, it's just Revolution.
Revolution.
All right,
And
Al.
on that note, we're going to move on. Dan, on my What's Bugging Al segment, guys. What's bugging me this week is why the Blues are playing so good. After the trade deadline, after trading Braden Chen to the Islanders and Justin Falk to the Red Wings, both were key players in the Blues lineup, guys. The Blues have a 5-1-1 record over the last 2 weeks, with a recent win over a very good Carolina Hurricanes team. My co-host, Dan, is very enthusiastic about this, and he doesn't like it at all. He wanted them to have a higher draft pick at the end of the season, and recent winning streak has put the Blues within 7 points of a playoff spot. Here is my take on the Blues streak. Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou have stepped up their game, and rookies like Jimmy Snuggerud, Dalibor Dvorsky, and don't forget a healthy Dylan Holloway is back in the lineup lighting up the lamp. On defense, you have Philip Broberg, Logan Mailloux, and dare we forget Colt Parenko, and he has taken rookie Theo Lindstein under his wing to learn the ropes of playing in the NHL. In my opinion, the Blues have a bright future with young talent they've acquired in trade and down on the farm. And I'm going to end this segment with one of my favorite sayings after a Blues win. There hasn't been many, but I'm going to say it. You could bring out the Zamboni. And then next we have Cardinals Corner, guys. We're going to start off with Venezuela defeating the U.S. 3-2 in the World Baseball Classic. Eugenio Suarez, everybody knows that name, had a game-winning double in the 9th after Bryce Harper hit a 2-run homer to tie the game earlier. It was Venezuela's first WC championship. Daniel Palancia closed out the game by striking out Roman Anthony on a 99.7 mile an hour fastball to end the game. And also, Miguel Garcia was a tournament MVP. On a final note on this, guys, I would like to have seen the U.S. or Italy win, but it was a great tournament overall. Congratulations, Venezuela. What do you got next, Dan?
Well, I thought we'd go over some of these final numbers for those Cardinals players that participated in the WBC.
All right.
We had infielder Thomas Saggese, who was playing for Team Italy. Now, he started off playing quite a few games, but then started sitting on the bench a little bit more. He only had 14 at-bats. He had 1 run, 3 hits. 1 was a homer, and 1 RBI. He didn't walk, and he struck out 6 times, leaving him with a .214 batting average. If he wants to play up in the big leagues, that's got to change.
Got to step his game up. Because there was rumor they might send him back down to the minors.
That's still a distinct possibility. Next, we had catcher Leonardo Bernal, who played for Team Panama. He had 19 at-bats, 1 run, 5 hits. He walked once, struck out 3 times, and hit a very healthy 263 as far as catchers go.
First catchers, yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Outfielder Matt Koperniak. Now, Matt Koperniak, if you remember, was released by the Cardinals. So he's no longer on the 40-man roster, but he passed through waivers, unclaimed, and now he's back with the team. So he will be going down to AAA. He played for Team Great Britain, and in 13 at-bats, he had 5 hits, 5 RBIs, walked 4 times, and struck out 3. That left him with a 384 batting average. So that was a good showing for Koperniak. What does that mean going forward? I don't think it really means anything. I don't know that he's really in the Cardinals' plans as far as playing in the major leagues this season or even really anytime soon.
A future trade add-on or something?
Could be.
It seems to hit, though. Every time I hear this guy's name, he hits. So keep an eye out for this guy.
Also, outfielder Zach Levinson on Team Israel. He had 17 at-bats, 1 run, 5 hits, 3 RBIs, walked twice, struck out 5 times, and he batted .294. Never heard of this guy.
Never heard of him.
I don't know what level he'll play at, nor do I know what his teammate here, Nate Mendlinger, another outfielder on Team Israel.
Team Israel, okay.
Never heard of him either. He had 16 at-bats with a run, 4 hits, an RBI. He walked twice, struck out twice for 250 batting average. And then Brian Torres, who I've heard a lot about. He's going to be at AAA.
Right. He's
an infielder, outfielder, Al. Kind of like a Swiss Army knife type of guy.
Play anywhere pretty much.
Yeah. He played for Puerto Rico, but he only had 4 at-bats. And in those 4 at-bats, he had 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts for a 500 batting average. So he got on base quite a bit. Now, that's a very small sample size.
Sure.
So who knows what a larger body of work would have meant. I don't know that would be a 500 average. The Cardinals also had 2 pitchers participate. Gordon Graceffo, who we all are familiar with, that name, he played for Team Italy. He had no record, no ERA, 3 innings pitched. He struck out 5 and walked 3. Again, 3 innings pitched. That's not a huge body of work. He's probably going to go down to AAA by the end of this week.
He's still up with the big league team right now, isn't he?
Well, for now. Probably. The season is the 26th, which is next Thursday, a week from tomorrow. And so they'll probably put him down at AAA after this weekend. Also, Luis Gastelum, who played for Team Mexico, he did win 1 game, and he pitched in 2.2 innings. So, again, not a huge body of work, but get this. He had an ERA of 10.8.
Wow. 10.8? Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's...
In 2 innings pitched?
Yeah, that's not good.
No. He wasn't missing many bats, or...
No, he wasn't missing any bats.
And what do you got next?
On Sunday, the Cardinals sent 7 players to the minor league camp. Pitchers Ryan Fernandez, who we're all familiar with,
right.
He's really struggled ever since the Cardinals got got him in the Rule 5 draft.
Mm-hmm.
Luis Gastelum, who we just talked about, he was sent down. Yerson Moreno and Packy Naughton.
You were surprised at that one.
I was. I thought Packy Naughton could, at the very least, be a serviceable long reliever because before all of his injuries, there were times he would start games.
All right.
So he can give you some innings. I don't know if because of all the injuries, they don't view him to be able to do that. But I thought long relief, if he can give you 3-4 innings, why not? He may be brought back up. I don't know. I know he's not on the 40-man roster, so that's part of the reason why he was sent down.
Injuries have really hurt him. Because they've set him back a lot.
It has.
One injury after the next one. Packy Norton. You got to love the name, too. Packy Norton.
He even went as far as almost giving up baseball altogether. He went and got a real estate license and was selling real estate. Also, the Cardinals sent down infielders Blaze Jordan, that's your guy, and Jeremy Rivas, and outfielder Matt Koperniak, who we talked about just a little bit ago. I told you he was going to get sent down. And then today, on the 18th, the Cardinals sent pitcher Richard Fitz to the minor league camp to start the season at AAA.
Yep.
Now, that one is a little bit of a surprise, I think. I thought he was going to stay up, very least be a long reliever, but they seem to really like Palante and Leahy in that 4-5 position in the rotation. I don't necessarily agree with.
I don't care what the Palante
either one of them.
No, I don't. And Leahy, we've talked about that. Apparently, he's going to be in the 5-man rotation. When he was pretty much a middle relief, 2 or 3 inning guy last year. But I saw him pitch today, little Dan, and he looked good. He looked good.
Everything I've seen, Leahy has had one really good outing, and then I did see today's where he went 5 innings, and he was averaging like 15 pitches per inning, which is getting a little bit on the high. You kind of like to see 12, 13, maybe 14. But once you start getting into that middle teens and up, that just means you're not going to be very long for the game.
Well, we talked about this earlier, and I know you like this, and you had a good explanation for this, Dan, and I'm going to bring it up. The 6-man rotation. So apparently they're not going to do that. They're going to go 5-man rotation, and I think that's why Palante's still there. If he struggles, I'm sorry, you need to bring Fitz back up. Palante struggled late last year. He was like, his record was 10-15 or something. He was not very good last year. He struggled to get through 3 or 4 innings. So I guess they're going to give him another shot, and I hope he does well.
I'm at a point now where I don't know what to make of their plans, just from the mere fact that everything I think they should do that I can reasonably suggest they do, they're doing something totally different. So, well, with that said, let's get on with this.
Let's move on.
I got to say this, Al. I like Jordan Walker. I really like Jordan Walker.
I've got nothing against the guy. I really don't.
He's young and a physical specimen. He's built like Aaron Judge, but he plays like Here Comes the Judge.
That's going way back. I don't know how many people know that slogan, but he threw that out there. I caught it.
So he's 23 years old, and he's had 3 seasons to show that he was deserving of a first-round draft pick selection. And it's not his fault that he was brought up too soon, having not had the opportunity to dominate at each level like Mason Wynn and Alec Burleson.
Sure.
The Cardinals signed outfielder Nelson Velazquez before this spring, and I did a little research on some numbers here for from this spring,
Mhm.
Al. Jordan Walker in 30 at-bats, and that's prior to today.
Okay.
I do have to have time to be able to do this stuff, guys. Uh, he's scored 2 runs on 6 hits. No doubles, no triples, no homers. 2 RBIs
Mhm.
and 6 total bases with 2 walks and 11 strikeouts. Holy cow!
He's still chasing that outside pitch, Dan. I know he is.
He
There's been a lot of talk about that on the radio stations.
he's got a 200 average, a 250 on base percentage, and a 200 slugging. This is just not going to cut it. At this point, he has got to be doing more at the plate, and he's just not doing it. And I really think it's because he's had so many people in his ear, Al, telling him he needs to do this and he needs to do that. Nelson Velasquez, similar at bats. He's had 27, but Velasquez has 6 runs scored, 9 hits, 1 double, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 19 total bases on 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, with a 333 batting average, a 480, a 438 on base percentage, and over a 700 slugging. He has come into camp and shown he is deserving of a spot.
He wants to make this team, dude. And he's, what a 704 slug. Come on. 333 average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the Cardinals have had a similar situation with third baseman Nolan Gorman's production. Gorman worked all offseason with a hitting guru that Nolan Arenado recommended. They found that Gorman's front foot was landing after he started his swing.
Wow. Okay.
So he was already off balance.
Sure.
When he was swinging, and that led to a lot of ground balls or swing and misses.
Swing and misses. Yep.
So far, the results have been better, and this has been mentioned as the problem that Walker is having by Walker and others. Maybe the best thing for him is to spend all season at AAA and work with this guy and figure things out. You can play Velasquez and bring up Baez around the trade deadline.
Right.
You could even put Burleson back in the outfield and play Herrera at first base.
Right.
My fear, Al, is that they will make the same mistake with J.J. Weatherholt, bringing him up too soon because
they want to put fans in the seats.
Everybody's talking about him, right?
Yep.
The same talking heads that push for these players to be rushed through the system are crying that they aren't producing. And that takes us into our Blues news. So this week, I guess you guys are seeing the news has been a little bit on the slow side of things. Hockey is starting to wind down. Baseball is going to be making more transactions because they got to send players down before the start of the season. So Blues news is this. The dust has barely settled on the season's trade deadline. And again, the talking heads are already speculating on what the return would be for Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou.
Who else?
Yeah, it's the same 2 names. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't or won't be traded, but who replaces them? Al, I used to work in the dry cleaners for my wife's family. And when we had a presser who was just not getting the job done, I'd said to my father-in-law, we need to get rid of so-and-so. And he said, well, that's fine, but do you have somebody to replace him? Because otherwise, you got to do it yourself.
Right.
So the point is you have, if you want to get rid of somebody, that's fine, but you have to have somebody
To
to fill
guy.
that spot.
Right.
So I get they make a lot of money, and Thomas seems to miss a lot of games due to injury.
Right.
But who replaces your number one center? Who, by the way, leads the team in goals this year and has missed a good portion of the season. And who replaces a perennial 30-plus goal scorer? Dalibor Dvorsky isn't ready to take on that kind of responsibility.
No.
Pius Suter and Pavel Buchnevich aren't number one centers and may not even be on the team next year.
That's true. They could be gone they could be gone.
The Blues and their fan base have high hopes on Jimmy Snuggerud and Justin Carboneau.
Yeah, but Justin Carboneau is probably, a year or two away still, maybe two.
I heard something where he could play next year. 51 goals right now.
Yeah, he's tearing up minor league right
now. Being goal scorers in the future. But let's ease them into those positions. And what's wrong with having three lines that can light the lamp?
Nothing.
You could have
3 lines and line up the lamp. That'd be awesome.
You could have a line, number one line of Thomas with Holloway and Snuggerud, and a second line of Dvorsky, Kyrou, and Neighbors.
Right.
Or you could put Neighbors on that third line and put Bergeron on that second line left wing.
Right.
That third line could be Stenberg, Carboneau, and Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd get some scoring out of all three.
Right.
That's just a
That's not a bad lineup there, Dan.
Yes.
I kind of like those 3 lines. Let's book it, Dana. Let's book it.
Both have had disappointing seasons, but unless you're getting equal value or have someone ready to step into those skates, then why? So if you're going to trade them, basically what I'm saying is you better have somebody in the minor leagues who's ready
to move up,
to step up into those positions and contribute what they have contributed in the past.
And can contribute, yeah.
Or when you trade them, you better get some of equal value. Or otherwise, you're just getting rid of players to get rid of them. You have to have a number of players that could be moved, or you do have a number of players who could be moved with options ready to step in. I listed a few of them. First of all, forward Pius Suter. It's not produced at the level we expected when we signed him.
No.
He has another year left on his contract. Pavel Buchnevich has not produced since signing his extension.
You've been wanting to get rid of him since opening day, Dan. Come on now.
A lot longer than that.
I know. Yeah, he's been hounding this guy since opening day face-off. But he has a reason. Definitely has a reason. Guy's now produced.
He was a 30-goal scorer
Yep.
before he signed that extension, and now he's not even going to score 20 again.
Yeah.
Defenseman Colton Parayko, 34 years old. He has 2 years left on a contract out. He didn't accept the trade to Buffalo because he didn't want to go to an East Coast team.
Right.
He's from the West Coast. He's originally from Edmonton. So he wants to play out west if he's not playing for St. Louis.
Correct.
Now, I do know he does have a girlfriend here in St. Louis, and I think he preferred to stay here in St. Louis, but his back has been bothering him for the last few years. So if we can get something for him, this may be the time to do it, since he still has years left on his contract.
Before he gets hurt again with his back. He's going to be out missing some games.
And speaking of contract extensions, Cam Fowler.
Good old Cam.
He came over from Anaheim, and he was lights out. But that extension kicks in this summer. And this
Uh-huh.
And this season was not what we saw last year when he came over from Anaheim.
Right.
So right now, before you can start after the Stanley Cup championships.
Right.
You can make trades before this contract kicks in, like around the trade deadline, or I mean the draft.
The draft.
Yeah, and if you can move that, he's got a limited no trade. If you can move that, that would be great.
Right,
Otherwise, he's got 3 years of a full no trade, and that's just not going to play very well on this roster.
No.
And you have guys who are ready to step in. Why do you think Theo Lindstein's seeing so much playing time right now?
Because he's got talent. They want to see what he's got.
Well, he's good, steady, stay-at-home defenseman.
Right.
They're ready for him to come in and take some of those minutes. Also, maybe not next year, but the year after that, you got a guy by the name of Adam Jurasek who is just lighting up down in the OHL.
I remember that name. I think we did
we've highlighted
we
him.
did highlight him. Yep.
16 goals this year.
Hmm.
He's finally shown what he can do when healthy.
Right.
And also, you've got Jordan Binnington, who has another year left on his contract. Binner has had an inconsistent season and limited no trade contract. Now, everybody keeps saying, oh, he's going to go to Edmonton. No, he does not want to go to Edmonton. He's actually on the list. I don't want to go to Edmonton. So I don't know where all these talking heads are saying trade him to Edmonton because he doesn't want to go. I think you could do well by trading him to Toronto, where he's from, and reuniting him with Chief. He might actually agree to do something like that because that would bring him maybe a lot closer to challenging for a cup next year than with the Blues.
Yep. Hofer, they keep saying Hofer's going to be the number one goalie in the future. So,
well, yeah. So let's make that happen then. So next
session, we've got St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Down on the farm.
Today we've got Blues prospect Dmitry Bushelnikov.
There you go.
I got it. Took me a second. He's a winger.
It's definitely a mouthful.
22 years old, 5'10" and 163. So he's not a big guy. So if you're not a big guy, what do you got to be? You got to be a fast guy.
Got to be a fast guy.
Okay.
Good with the puck.
He was drafted by the Detroit Red Wings in 2022 in the second round with the 20th pick, and then traded to St. Louis at this trade deadline in the Justin Falk deal. He's been playing in the KHL for CSKA Moskva, and in 39 games played, he's got 13 even strength goals, 10 assists for 23 points.
Okay.
Bushelnikov, how about that?
Nice and smooth. Rolled off your tongue that time, big boy.
Yeah. Is a winger who plays with relentless energy. Everything he does is built on pace, touches, and the ability to bounce off his line mates. EP Rinkside described him as a flashy offense-first winger, but it undersells how slippery he is. He is able to avoid contact with ease, changes angles in motion, and finds the open man quickly. Next, we got Cardinals prospect. Al, you want to do this one? This is your guy.
I'd love to do this one, Dan. This is one of my favorite names, Blaze Jordan. He bat and throws right. He's 23 years old. He's 6'1", 220. His highest level right now, he's at AAA. He's had 493 at bats with 270, 331, and 450 slug. In 129 games, he has 19 home runs, guys, and 99 RBIs. Not too shabby. He was drafted in 2020 by the Boston Red Sox, third round, 89th overall pick. And he was traded to St. Louis as part of the Steven Matz deal, 731 of 25. A little bio on Jordan. He has an interesting mix of tools, guys, that can make his skill set kind of a roller coaster ride to evaluate. His in-zone contact rate was exceptional both before and after the trade, leading to K rates below 12% at both his AAA stops. But he has got much more swing happy in Memphis, leading to a chase rate in the 40% region, guys. Remains a plus, but his overzealous swing decisions lead to a lot of ground balls. 56.4% with Memphis that kept that pop from playing in games. So,
Al, a little bit on this guy that I have read. He's a third baseman, first baseman.
Mhm.
His glove leaves a lot to be desired over at third base. So he's been really playing more first base. And it sounds to me, if he's to make it in the major leagues, he's going to be a DH.
Really?
I don't see his glove being able to play him anywhere on a regular basis on the field.
Oh, we're going to move on up, guys. We're going to do a special feature. Last week we did the National League. This week we're going to do the American League East review, guys. We're not going to talk a lot about each team, but Dan, you want to start off with our first one?
Sure. So the first one, now, mind you, this East division is going to be tough. Any of the five could actually
win it,
and I wouldn't be surprised. So the first one that we have listed is Toronto Blue Jays. They're projected to win 97, maybe 91 games. In 26, the Blue Jays are projected to be a competitive contender, with forecasts suggesting significant improvement to around 90 wins. We actually said 97. The team is viewed as a strong contender for the AL East, with some projections ranking their offense among the top 5 in the MLB. Now, they won the division last year. And they lost in Game 7 to the Doyers.
Yep, they took him to the brink.
As far as the American League goes, that's the team to beat right there.
Right. Next, Dan, we got the New York Yankees. They're projected at 87 wins. Based on early 26 projections, the Yankees are expected to rank top contenders, guys, potentially finishing 4th in a highly competitive American League East. Despite this, they are favored to remain in a playoff hunt. Well, when you got a guy named Judge,
you come to Judge.
You can't count him out. You can't count the guy out. Then you got next. What do you got? Baltimore Orioles next, Dan?
Baltimore Orioles projected to win 85 games. Or as I like to refer to them as, the Browns.
The Browns.
In 26, Baltimore is projected to be a serious contender, bouncing back from a rocky 2025 season with a potent lineup bolstered by the addition of Pete Alonso and a return to form for shortstop Gunnar Henderson.
You got to love that name, Dan.
Gunnar?
Oh, yeah. Got to love that name, brother.
Yeah. Projections expect a rebound season with strong offensive production from key regulars.
Well, Pete Alonso's not going to hurt. That's going to be an extra 80 to 100 RBIs this season for them.
But I wonder, is he going to be their everyday first baseman, or is he
DH,
going to be a DH?
It's hard to say.
He's not. He doesn't have a bad glove. It's just, I don't know. It's not a glove that you want over at first base.
Maybe not. Top
when
of the ninth,
when you're trying to win a game.
Close game.
Yeah.
His glove won't hurt you though, but I see your point. That's a good call. That's a good call. Next we have the Boston Red Sox.
Or St. Louis East.
St. Louis East. Okay.
So next we have Tampa Bay, and they're projected to win 81 games. But don't sleep on this Tampa Bay team. They could probably surprise a lot of people. The Rays are projected to be a competitive, pitching-rich team challenging for a wild card spot, relying on a rotation led by Shane McClanahan, Drew Rasmussen, and Ryan Pepio. The offense is expected to focus on contact and speed.
Next, we have the AL Central review, guys. And I'm going to start off with the Detroit Tigers. 83 to 84 wins. 2026 projections. The Detroit Tigers are expected to be a serious playoff contender with an 83-84 win season. Don't they have Screwball on their team?
They do.
But that's 1 every 5, so I don't know much about their other rotation, but they were powerhouse last year, and if Screwball stays healthy, they're going to be back there again.
If they're projected to win 83-84, that's just barely over 500.
I know. That's not saying a lot.
Somebody
No.
I'm going to go to Vegas and put money on.
Yeah.
Especially when this next team, the Kansas City Royals, are projected to win 83 games. So, they could very seriously pass them for the division lead. And nobody is expecting Kansas City. Everybody is just sleeping on them. Personally, I can only name 2 players off of Kansas City's roster.
Right.
Witt Jr. and Perez. But they're expected to be a highly competitive team with high expectations for their young roster.
We'll see what happens. 84 wins. Come on, that's not a lot. Then we got the Minnesota Twins, the Twinkies, 77 wins. Early 2026 projections. Minnesota Twins are expected to be mediocre, guys. Again, below 500 team with most analytics are forecasting them to finish 3rd or 4th in the American League Central Division, guys. What do you got next, Dan?
Cleveland Guardians. They're expected to win 76 to 79 games. I don't know what to think. I haven't heard anything on this team as far as signings, any up and coming players, nothing. So they always seem to be competitive and give the Central a run for their money.
Right.
But they're not even expected to be a 500 team. So who knows?
Well, and then we got the Chicago White Sox, Daniel.
Strongest team in the division. Yes.
That's because their pillars are holding up the rest of the league.
That's right.
2026 Chicago White Sox are projected to remain in a rebuilding phase. God, how many times are they going to rebuild?
Well, just change the name to Pittsburgh Pirates.
There you go.
Same thing.
While they are expected to be in the bottom tier of MLB, they do have some young talent like Colson Montgomery, could see development, and acquisitions like Munetaka Murakami.
Oh, my God. I'm glad you had that.
Aim to boost the offense. Try to say that name 5 times fast you can, guys.
Can't even say it one time.
Then we got the American League West review. Dan, who do we got?
Seattle Mariners. 94 to 98 wins. Strong starting rotation. They're forecasted to be the team in the American League. Key contributors are expected to be Julio Rodriguez, which his production seems to have tailed off.
It wasn't, I don't know.
He was the new up and coming guy.
Yep.
And then it just kind of tailed off. And they also have catcher Cal Raleigh. I'd like to see what he does this year. I'm a little hesitant to just
jump on the
say
bandwagon
he's the next Johnny Bench, right?
Well, he was an all-star last year. I believe he was a switch hitter. And he could hit, man.
Yeah, but he hit 60 home runs.
Yep.
Well, what are you going to do this year?
Right.
You know,
What have
because
you done for me lately, I guess
he didn't do that before.
Right.
He was never that strong offensively before.
But I like him as a ball player, so
Well,
I wish him well, and I hope he can continue his strong hitting.
Yeah.
And then we got the Texas Rangers, 83 and 86. Seen as a competitive team, guys, relying on a mix of veteran talent and young players like Wyatt Langford and Josh Young, with the focus on rebounding from a disappointing 2025.
So the next is the Houston Astros, and they're expected to be 500 to slightly better at 80 to 86 wins. Viewed as having taken a step back, moving from dynasty into a retooling phase.
Uh-huh.
They got old, is what this is. They got old, and they traded a lot of their talent from their farm system,
Right.
to
win now.
other teams to win now.
To win now.
They
Right.
didn't win now. They made it close, but they didn't win.
Right.
So now they're in a world of hurt, and this could be the start of the downfall of the Houston Astros for some time as they try to rebound from this bad farm system.
Well, like I said, my old saying, only time will tell. We will see, guys. And then we got the Viva Las Vegas Athletics. Projected 75 to 76 wins, guys. Building around a young core, including Nick Kurtz, who was an all-star phenom last year, and Jacob Wilson, aiming for a 500-type season as they settle into their new surroundings. The best of the Athletics, and this Nick Kurtz, keep it out on this kid. He's a good ball player. Also is this Jacob Wilson.
Aiming for a 500 type season, isn't that what they've been aiming for a long time?
Yeah, for a long time.
If they could have aimed for a 500 season when they were in Oakland, maybe they'd still be in Oakland. And then finally, the Los Angeles Angels, 63 to 70 wins. Ouch.
That hurts me. Wow.
Here's a top 5 draft selection team. Projected to start a full rebuild. Duh. With expectations of trading veterans and focusing on younger players. Double duh.
It sounds like what Heim Bloom's trying to do here in St. Louis, guys.
Yeah.
But I think Heim Bloom's,
But I think
some of our younger players are going to, a little bit better ball players.
I think the Angels are in a world of hurt for quite some time.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And, guys, we're getting close to the end here. We're going to do my closing, guys. And I just want to say, hey, thanks again for watching our podcast. Please have a safe and healthy week. Please don't forget to send your comments or suggestions to our YouTube channel or our email address, guys. And that's at podcoutis@gmail.com. Please leave a comment or suggestion. We'd love to hear from you. We've got some thumbs up in the past, and we'd love to hear some comments. Like I said, we're just two old fat guys from South County talking sports, like Dan loves to say all the time. And we just want to say thanks again for watching. From Al and Dan at Archway Sports Talk. What you got, Dan?
Hey, don't forget our new backdrop, our banner with our logo on it. Comment on it, please. Also, I'd like to say, just remember, objects may appear closer than what they are.
Dan, I think I've seen that somewhere before.
Probably on your side view mirror.
Hey, guys, good night, and we'll see you next week with our next episode. Thanks again. Take care.